And more on a topic that we first brought you yesterday. The American Academy of Pediatrics is updating its guidelines about school recess. It's showing recess plays a crucial role in child development. Recess can help manage stress, promotes social interaction, and positively impacts kids' learning. But as we head into summer, you might be wondering what you should be doing to make sure your child still reaps those benefits. One doctor at Mercy says to just keep them active.
Summertime can be really tough, especially if both parents are working. So it's really important to get those kids signed up for activities such as summer camps. There's a lot of local swim teams, and you can get them signed up for that, which engages them with more of that peer-to-peer interaction and physical activity, which is really super important for their health overall and developing good habits for the rest of their lives.
As they head back to school, doctors say recess should be considered a child's personal time, and it should not be withheld for academic or punitive reasons.